morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Wednesday, June 12th, 2013. Looking at our announcements for today, Petroleum Status Report and Treasury Budget on tap for today, all after the market opens. So the market open will not be affected by any news that we know of, scheduled news events for today, for Wednesday. Alright, where are we going to next here? There we go. Alright, so taking a look at pre-market, looking a lot better for the bulls today. We have what appears to be a open up almost 0.5% versus yesterday, which was down about 0.5%. Gold is at still well below the 1400 bogey that we have been using recently, and oil is above the 95 bogey that we have also been using recently. Nothing else of note that I usually follow myself. Let's take a look at our account here. Let's show both accounts. Amazon recovered very nicely yesterday, so we're back to profitability on that particular trade. Chipotle, well, it's a new trade. We just opened that a couple days ago, and that's a bull put, so with the bearish day yesterday, you can understand why that one would be down. And I'll show you sort of why. Let me show you why I might say that. Let's look at Chipotle. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to be able to see out to this expiration. So we'll just zoom all the way out completely, and then we'll start pulling this in. This is 7:15, and we'll just park it right there. How's that? Alright, so now there's a couple different ways to do this, to do a comparison, but we want to compare this to the SPX, or the S&P 500. So we would go here we want to add a study called comparison. We'll add that study, and here it's already defaults to a line. It's going to be this magenta line with SPX. It's going to compare that. We'll just hit apply. Okay, now here we have a visual. It automatically changes your charts to a percent view, and we have a visual of how Chipotle from a percent perspective compares to what's going on with the S&P 500, and you can see that for the most part it pretty much matches it. Overall, kind of like following the moves, I guess you could say, with the exception of actually yesterday was a pretty good day for Chipotle, and that's why I felt it was kind of a strong looking move on that, which is why I picked a delta a little bit higher than 20 to try to collect some good premium. So I believe if I click cancel here, it's going to remove that, and no, it didn't. You darn. I wish that's a complaint that I have about Thinkorswim. I didn't actually say okay. I said I wanted to cancel out, but I guess after you do apply, it's too late. So I'll just say remove here, and we're good to go. We're back to where we were, except we're still sitting in a percent view here. Alright. I have to get out of this percent view. And the way that you do that is to go here and say price axis and uncheck that box. And it says enable left. Sure, it's enabled, because I might use it again. Alright, that should not be a two-step process. That's not right. Maybe I will write them a letter, email, if I think about it, and then they, file it away for future use. Okay, just making sure that we're still recording here. Alright, we'll jump back here. So Chipotle, still waiting for that to get up there. I closed out CF yesterday, and I should have closed out GLD. So CF, I collected a 63-cent credit on that, and I closed it out yesterday for 11 cents. And you can see the actual trade right here. It told me 12 cents. Alright, so that's about, that's almost right at 80% of max profit. So I'm fine with that. I do not have a problem with that at all. Now, gold, GLD, is also well above the 80% line, because our max is 248, we're at 231, so I will be closing that today as well. And I already made a note of that for myself. Google's doing okay. Goldman is another one that we're waiting for. It's pretty far out. I mean, they're July. So it takes a while for these to start looking profitable. We're looking at about a 288 max potential profit here, and with the down day yesterday, IV increased a little bit, so it's going to push this white line down a tad. And from a chart perspective, Goldman was down a little bit yesterday, so that's to be expected, and there is no panic on that one. And Netflix, I want to take just a quick look at that chart as well. And we darn near triggered this alert yesterday. So we'll be waiting to see if that alert triggers today. And then if the day is up from an overall market perspective and Netflix moves down and triggers this alert, there is a darn good possibility that I will just get out of this June position here, this June 2 position, which is due to expire soon, and just hang on to this regular June expiration position. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. And our insurance policies are down here, and this old one left over, which will drop off at expiration this month. Alright, now looking at the spread account, I am in this with $11,000 of risk. So it's actually less than that, because they don't count the credit that was collected. So I have some room to get into some more credit spreads. So we're going to run the A+ today. We're going to do the scan and check to see what's happened over the last couple of days. First off is Apple. Moving average too flat, no directionality indicated on this underlying, so we'll take a pass on that. Amazon, we must have been thinking about something back here. I don't exactly recall what the situation was, but Amazon is kind of, the moving average turned up to 50. So we're going to be watching for something to develop there. We still need stochastic to come down here. We need the moving average to continue up and get stronger. We need stochastic to come down and give us a buying opportunity, or an entry opportunity, I should say. Baidu, same thing. We didn't do anything here, did we not? No, I'm not. There's nothing in Baidu here. Didn't get in on this. I think I was waiting for a alert to trigger. The alert did trigger, and I did not like the price action on it, so I didn't do anything. Celgene, didn't do anything here. I'm a little bit concerned though about the overall market, and this moving average here looks like it's gonna tip over. So Celgene, I'm going to take a pass on that for right now. See if we got out of that one profitably yesterday. And actually, I set a limit order, and I just sat and waited for it to execute. And the limit order was to buy it back, and it was below the current price, so I just let it sit. And it actually, this particular one didn't trigger until about 20 minutes before the market closed. So it triggered on this candle, and I got filled. So that was a nice trade. Chipotle, yes, we are in it. So this is looking good. No, this is a bullish entry that we have here. We may add to it because it's looking really strong. If we get the stochastic to come back down here, we may add to that, but it's way too early for that. Gold, we are going to be exiting what we have today unless we get a huge pop, but it doesn't look like it. If anything, it's going to be flat. So we will exit that today. But no new entries showing up there. Let me just go. I didn't actually tell you the truth. I didn't even look at it. Let's go back here and take a look. See if it's going to give us another opportunity. Not at this time. As a matter of fact, it's so heavy in the down direction, it's not even coming up here above the 80. So no entry opportunity there. And then we have Google. And we are already in that. No entry. We have a bullish trend here, and we have no entry on the stochastic at this time. Goldman Sachs, we have a position on that, and we have no entry. We're in a bullish trend, uptrend, and no entry on the stochastic there. LinkedIn, let's see here. I can get rid of this. We have a change in direction of the moving average here, and we actually came up and touched that. So we have an entry here today. It's a little questionable, but I'm going to put an alert in here anyway. And we'll take a look at what a trade that might make sense on that. I think that that's a little bit too far away. Let's see. I'm looking at the intraday chart over on the right to see where to set my alert, and so we moved it up there just below the close and the low from yesterday. Okay, MasterCard. Looking very weak here, so I believe that it looks like as though this moving average is going to roll over. Yeah, everything is looking pretty weak for MasterCard. Well, just keep an eye on it. Netflix. We'll keep an eye on that as well, but no entry. Moving average is still moving up, and we would be looking for a stochastic to come down below the 20, but momentum is moving out or turning negative on this particular underlying price line. Remember I mentioned that I thought price line was looking pretty weak. Still waiting for this MACD to roll over here and we get a magenta dot. We'll see if that's going to happen or not. We got, really no indication here. Things are really flat, and that also shows no momentum. And so there is a difference between negative momentum and no momentum. So if we're going to be hanging around this zero line like we were back here, that's really no momentum. There's a lot of indecision. When we drop below it, of course, then we have some negative momentum. So, but nothing there right now. Panera. We're looking here to get into it, and we did not like the price action. We had an alert go off, and we observed it for a while. That's why we don't trade the first hour here, and it just pulled back basically the rest of the day. And it sort of pretty much did this yesterday too. Even though it ended up with the green candle, it showed weakness. Even with the very negative opening yesterday, it showed a lot of strength, although it gapped down at the open and came up a little bit above the close from the previous day, but then pulled back and actually closed below the close of the previous day. So looking a little weak there on Panera as well. So glad that we did not get in with a bull put on that. And last but not least is Visa, which probably looks, well, it looks a little bit stronger than MasterCard, but still not looking very strong. Looks a lot like Priceline, to tell you the truth. We could do a compare with Priceline, but I'm not going to go through all those steps to get rid of that percent view on the price. Alright, so nothing going on with Priceline, no entries, looking a little dubious here, like it may want to roll over on this moving average, or at least flatten this moving average out, although the moving average, if price stays flat here, the moving average is going to want to come up and meet it. So the moving average will continue up while price goes sideways, which is sort of why we like to use the stochastic, just as a reminder that we're looking for bear flags and bull flags basically, and that's what the stochastic gives us in effect. So with confirmation from the MACD, so that's where we're at, but nothing happening here. Pretty much a lot of price consolidation going on in this case. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.